What's going on, guys? Chances are you've got some extra time on your hands right now, so why not be a little extra productive with some of that time? In today's video, guys, I want to go over 10 things that it might be time to get rid of. Stick around. Okay, welcome back, and as always, I'm glad that you're here. So we all pretty much have some extra time right now, and my friend Aaron made a video the other day talking about the collateral beauty of being stuck in quarantine. Now, I thought that was a pretty interesting perspective to try to implement into this video, because with as much negativity and doom and gloom as we all see on a daily basis, each of us are also personally responsible for how we're getting through each day and how we're managing our time. Guys, I know it's difficult, but what I've been doing personally is trying to streamline and organize some things around the house, and in the process, I get to clear out some clutter. So today, I'd like to give you 10 things that are probably in your house that it might be time to get rid of. Now, some of these need to be completely trashed, but other items could potentially be donated. The first thing you should get rid of is any expired food in your refrigerator and in your cabinets. Now, I've heard of a challenge that's been going around where people are eating every single item in their refrigerator and in their cabinets before they go grocery shopping again. Now, this is a great way to use up what you have or rediscover some items that you had stuffed way back in your cabinet that you completely forgot about. I'm not sure though how I personally feel about that challenge, but it does bring up an interesting point about going through your cabinets and eating what you can and then getting rid of anything that's expired. Okay, next, since you're in the kitchen, go through all of your cooking utensils and silverware and even your pots and pans and get rid of a lot of those things that are worn out. For example, cracked glassware or that one spoon that you don't like to use because it went for a ride in the garbage disposal and it's all chipped up and it hurts your lips every time you use it. Guys, also evaluate all those old plastic spatulas or melted plastic food containers. They're just kind of hanging on for dear life. If it's seen better days and it looks like it should be replaced, it's probably time to toss it and replace it. Next, it might be time to replace some of your old bedding, sheets, and pillowcases. Guys, if your bed sheets were once a nice bright white, but now they're in some form of dirty yellow, it's probably time to replace those things or toss them out. Or if you can't even remember the last time you bought new bed sheets, it's probably time to replace what you've got. Especially if you're a single guy and you've got the occasional house guest. Guys, nobody wants to crawl in bed with old, nasty, stinky, or stained sheets and pillowcases. Next, I want you to evaluate your T-shirts and get rid of anything with ugly pit stains or any type of significant wear like tears or seams coming undone. T-shirts are reasonably inexpensive, so there's really no need to hang on to something like that. Full disclosure though, I'm guilty of this as well, and like I said, I'm going through a bunch of decluttering myself. Guys, I was even hanging on to some white T-shirts that had yellow pit stains, but I always only wore them underneath a sweater so no one would ever see them. And I guess that was my excuse for just hanging on to those things. I finally had to tell myself though that is just not a reasonable excuse to hang on to an old nasty t-shirt. This next one pretty much encompasses anything in your closet like worn out jeans or worn out shirts, even old worn out belts. Guys, I've talked about this before in some other videos, but if you haven't worn that item in the last 12 months, chances are you're not going to. So why are you still hanging on to it? And why is it still taking up space in your closet? Because obviously you don't need it. Guys, go through your entire closet and try everything on if you have to. Anything that you haven't worn in the last year or anything that's worn out or doesn't fit you anymore, put that stuff in a pile and either toss it out or donate it. This is the perfect time to go through your closet and clear out that clutter. The next item that I have for you that should probably get tossed out are those old, nasty, dirty, ripped up shoes. I get it though, right? So you need that one pair of shoes that you work in the yard with or mow the lawn with, and that's totally fine. I get that. I have a pair. But if you have several pairs of shoes like that, especially pairs that you even haven't worn in the last 12 months, it's probably time to toss those guys out. Okay, this next one is old electronics that either no longer work or are no longer relevant. If you haven't used it in the last couple of years and you really don't see yourself having a need for it, let's just get rid of it. I recently found myself a bunch of old device charging cables and I have no idea where the device even is. If you're a collector or if you're hanging on to something for nostalgia reasons, I guess that's fine. But if you've got an old Walkman in a drawer somewhere or an old CD player that you haven't even looked at in the last 8 years, it might be time to let it go. Okay, next is old expired sunscreen, lotion, or anything else under your sink that's been there for the last couple of years. Guys, I recently found some old sample bottles of cologne that I never wear, aftershave lotion, sunscreen, and all sorts of weird sample stuff underneath my sink that I didn't even know I had. If you have some stuff and you can use it, that's great, but if it's expired or it's something that you no longer use or can't use, it's time to get rid of it. And really quick guys, before I get into the last couple on my list here, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing because I'm making 2 videos every single week that surround men's lifestyle topics for grown-ups. And the entire reason this channel exists is to prove that it's never too late and you're never too old to make a change or start something new. Okay, speaking of old cologne and aftershave, take a look through your fragrance collection, and if there's something that you no longer wear or something that you just don't like anymore, it's probably time to toss that stuff out. Or better yet, give it to someone that you think might like it. Guys, there's just no need to hold on to old cologne bottles or aftershave if you're not even using it, because otherwise it's just taking up valuable space and adding to the clutter. Okay, last but not least, go through all of your dresser drawers and get rid of any items that you haven't worn or even really looked at in the last 12 months. Get rid of those old nasty socks, worn out dress socks that maybe won't stay up anymore, weird slogan t-shirts or ripped up sweatshirts or funky pattern shorts that either don't fit or are no longer relevant. Guys, if you need that one pair for working around the yard or working on the car, that's fine, but everything else should probably go. Gentlemen, thanks for watching. I appreciate it very, very much. If you're a subscriber, that means I'll see you in just a few days for a brand new video. But until then, guys, live well, stay healthy, and I'll see you soon.